What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Aiming Up with Kenneth and Trey, episode 6. First episode in a few weeks. So we're just gonna go right in, see how things have been, and then we'll just see how the rest of the episode goes. So, how's everything going, man? I'll let you lead it off.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, my wife and son and I were all in a um, car accident. And the car accident happened on November 15th. Um, and it has been a wild time um, trying to get to doctor's appointments and trying to do all the things that we have to do to kind of take care of ourselves and the family, and also, you know, um, do all the legal stuff and just the communication overall, like with everything that I'm responsible for, trying to make sure that nothing kind of falls through the cracks. And so this week is like the full day back, or the like full back from work kind of thing. That's why we're having the podcast. And so I guess it's been 3.5 weeks of like not really working, which is stressful. But overall, uh, we are we bought a car, and just so people know, like I'm not talking about details because like it's just not worth it. But we bought a car, and it's been a hassle with the other insurance company. They haven't really wanted to pay anything out of the right value and stuff like that, and so we're kind of in the process of trying to get that ship righted. But in the same process, we've bought a car. We're waiting for that to show up. Which, by the way, I bought a car on eBay. Did you know you could do that?
No, I did not.
Yeah, you can buy a car on eBay, and I didn't know it either. And I'll tell you this too. I think this is worth sharing. So we're trying to find a car that's a very particular car, and I'll talk like it's a Lexus GX 460. It's a 2015 model.
Okay.
So we didn't go fancy. There ain't no like, you know, I don't know, G wagon over here. So it's got 126,000 miles on it. But the reason why we picked that car is when you do the research, the reliability of Lexus and Toyota are paramount among all the other vehicles that you could find. And we're replacing a Toyota Highlander that was a 2015. So from a value perspective, it's the payment, the cost of the vehicle is equal to what the Highlander was. And it was just, it's a good deal. But it's got a V8 in it, and that V8 engine is like the second most reliable engine that's ever been made in the history of vehicles.
Okay.
So that was one of the main reasons why we went down this rabbit hole. And I'm not like some Lexus guy. I guess I am now, but like I wasn't like some Lexus guy that I need to have some luxury vehicle, and neither was Donna. And but we're looking through, and we've looked through all kinds of vehicles. We're big researchers, and one of the things too is it had to be safe because, well, if we get into another accident, we want to make sure nobody gets injured to the degree that we've been injured, or even, we want something less to happen at that point.
Mhm.
So um, we prayed about it, and like, here's another thing too. Like, I get to a certain point in the research, and I'm like, I know the car that I want,
Right.
and I go and get it, and that's just me. My wife is particular.
Yeah.
And I have to say that, like, I I'm thankful because that means she was particular when she was picking me out, right? But ultimately, because her process looks different than mine, there were moments in which I'm looking at her, and she's in concussed state.
Yeah.
So not everything's always coherent at times. So I'm like confused at certain points in the journey.
Yeah.
But we narrow it down, and Donna wants this what they call E-Crew interior.
Okay.
E-Crew is almost white, and like all Lexuses, they all have leather. This model, and for everybody that's on the podcast listening, like from the 2014 model to the 2022 model, the Lexus GX really, in all intensive purposes, did not change.
Yeah.
The grill changed, but the interior of the vehicle didn't change. The technology didn't change. All of that. So when we started looking at, are we going to go buy a newer car, or are we going to go buy an older car? It's like, well, let's just go buy an older car because you don't get anything in the new, in the interior that's new. And then on top of that, you also don't get the mileage doesn't matter because these
Right.
cars last 300 plus thousand miles,
Yeah.
which is, can we just sit there for a second? Can we just talk about that for a second? 300 plus thousand miles, folks. Like these cars, it's like they don't make them anymore like that, right? I kind of look at myself and I'm like, they don't make them like me anymore. You know, they just don't. There's like certain aspects about me that I live in the back in like the wrong century. And my wife tells me that she's like, you're old fashioned. Well, I like being old fashioned.
Right.
And, I don't know if you saw the clip where the Texas State high school football team, they win, and all the dads got on the horses and they're cowboys, and they're riding like beside the bus in the median, and they're hooting and hollering. Like, bro, I like cried watching that because there was like a part of me that was like, I want to be a cowboy on a horse. I don't know if you feel that way, but like I'm an old soul, bro. Like I don't want to be I don't want to be driving in a spaceship, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
I don't want to be flying. I don't want to be flying. As soon as cars start flying, I'm out. I'm good. So this whole process, I'm learning a lot about myself, and also it's like there's pressure, and not only is there pressure to like continue to provide for your family, and you can't work, and then also you've got the pressure to find the right car, the pressure to deal with the insurance company, all these pressures and stress and everything. And I ran across this sermon by Philip Anthony Mitchell, and he's so great.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's got my number, dude. Right? Like every time he's preaching, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, he's talking to me. So he says, every time that you go into pain and suffering, make it pay you.
Yeah.
And so through this process, I've kind of had to been like, okay, what am I learning here? What, how am I getting paid? So I've kind of become a little bit of a lawyer. Like I know more about insurance now than I really want to.
Yeah.
I know more about like, you know, accidents and people,
Yeah.
and just there's just so much learning that I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
And so all this learning is coming from suffering and pain, and it's not excruciating, but it's uncomfortable. Like when you go from a routine that you drive a regular, you drive your normal car, you drop your son off at school, you go to the grocery store, you go to work, you go to the gym, all that, like all of that went to poop quick, like overnight.
Yeah.
And you don't realize that when you get yanked out of that routine, there's also not only this pain and discomfort, but there's like emotional stuff that's going on. So I'm trying to push through, right? I'm pushing through, pushing through, pushing through. And then we get an MRI for Donna because she's got a concussion. and it was on a Sunday. And then the following day, we get the results.
Right.
And when we got the results, it was clear, dude, like completely broke down
Yeah.
because I realized that I was holding back these emotions that I wasn't feeling because I had to push through to do the hard thing, to talk to the insurance company, to talk to the lawyer, to talk to this, to talk to that. And next thing you know, I'm realizing my wife's okay. But this whole time since the accident, I've been going, what happens if she's not okay?
Right.
So then I get to release that.
Right.
Well, so to get back to the car situation, Donna's like, I want the E-Crew interior and I want it to be black. The combination of the black with the E-Crew interior is like, I don't know, something of legend. There are not very many of them out on the market. And also, by the way, we need the bench seat in the middle, which isn't the popular thing. The popular thing is the captain's chairs.
Right.
So we have a unicorn that we're looking for. And I mean, we were like scouring the internet with AI, which you think like, let me just say this, AI ain't what it's cracked up to be. Okay.
No.
Because guess who found the car? Me, manually. You
Yeah.
know how I manually did it? Ultimately, you get on Car Gurus, you put in all the things, and you think you could be like, select E-Crew interior. Nope, you can't because they list the interior improperly. So now you got to go check the pictures. Well, the pictures may not be right either,
Right.
which is wild.
Right.
So then I get this, we have this conversation, Donna and I, and it's like, she's like, I want what I want, and I'm not going to budge on it, and we're going to just wait until we find it. And I'm like, again, kind of what I was prefacing, like I get to a point where it's like, well, this car is fine. And like, what if it's this color and what if it's this interior? It's a good deal. Let's just do that. And she's like, no. And I'm stressed to the max. So I'm just like, I keep my mouth shut. But in my mind, I'm going, we're not going to find this car. We're not. That night after dinner, I decided, you know what? And it was like God just nudging me. He was like, get online and manually search used car dealers that are like specialty used car dealers, like off-road used car dealers, uh, classic car used car dealers, those types of things. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
So I start doing that. So I get a map of North Carolina and I have all these dealerships and I'm clicking on it and I'm going to their website and then I'm going manually through all the stuff. And then finally I've searched like 20 or 25 of them at this point. And I remember being like, oh, Sam Miller, who has been gracious enough to give us his 2005 GX 470, which is in really good condition. It's like his pet car. It's like his where he puts his dogs in the back and he takes them to the
Yeah.
vet because they're monsters.
Yeah.
And so we're driving this thing around, and that's what's also kind of like made us like the car because it drives similarly and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Sam bought his in California and he shipped it. And the condition of the one in California was sweet. So let me just Google Lexus GX 460 2015 California. Click. Dude, the very first thing. You know how like it has like pictures, like if you search a supplement, that supplement might pop up in pictures from various different websites.
Yeah.
Well, the very first thing that pops up is an eBay advertisement for this black E-Crew Lexus 2015 model GX. And I'm like, let me click on that. I click on it and it's in Texas and it's $19,000 500. And it's like, what? And I click through the pictures and it's like super clean. And then I get to the back seat and it's got the bench seat. And I literally am like, it's the price that we want, like literally to the number.
Yeah.
It's the interior we want, the exterior that we want, it's the year that we want, and it's the bench seat that we want. And I'm like, babe, I think I found the car. And she's like, I don't know. I'm in there. Because we've just been searching and searching and searching
Right.
at this point. Like, she's got no hope. But let me tell you how deep the rabbit hole is she's gone down. So she's joined enthusiast groups on Facebook for the GX. You want to talk about like people that are like freaks over their car? Go into the enthusiast groups that do the off-road stuff, and they mod these vehicles out like crazy, and they're really cool looking when they finish it.
Yeah.
So she's like, hey, if we're going to get this car, like I may want to do this or that because I've seen it in this Facebook group. Well, she's on the Facebook group and there's a post for a white one with like black interior, or maybe it was the ecru interior or something, and it was in like New York, and it was right around the same price, but it wasn't exactly right. At the same time, one of my clients and dear friends, Matt Mason, who I'll actually see tonight, he is a master mechanic at Lexus. And so I've been asking him, like, what do you do with the cars, and like, give me your advice and all this other stuff. And at the same time, we're kind of like having a discussion between the two cars. I'm like, babe, this car is exactly the car that we want. And she's like, but, it's this and that and this and that. And I'm like, what is going on? It's like she's resigned herself to, I'm not going to find the car. And so she's not really paying attention to what I'm showing her, I think. Well, Matt, literally, you know how iMessage just pops up on your computer if you
Yeah.
have an iMac? Well, Matt's message pops up and it says, hey, by the way, don't buy a car in the Rust Belt up north. It was like the Holy Spirit showed up, bro. Like, seriously, through Matt. Matt was like, don't buy that white car in Rhode Island or New York or wherever it is. And so I literally click on the message and I show it to Donna. I was like, that's the Holy Spirit right there. We need to
Right.
buy this car in Texas. And so I bought it today.
Okay.
And so the car's on the way at some point, I think in the next couple of days.
Is it
And
being shipped or are you?
I've never shipped a car, so we'll see how
Okay.
that goes. It would be cool to go out there and drive it back. I would totally prefer that, but it's not tenable with all the things we got going on, right?
Okay.
Just can't do it.
Yeah.
So um, now we find ourselves still kind of waiting to hear back from the insurance company about what we'll get and all that stuff. But
Right.
so things are looking better, and there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and it doesn't feel like it's a train.
Yeah.
So that's like I said, I'm back to work. We still have some things Donna's got to do for her health and various
How is
different
she
appointments and
feeling?
stuff.
Like what symptoms?
Oh, she's got all kinds of stuff, aches and pains and lower back and neck, and she still she still has some concussion symptoms, but not as bad as it was.
Yeah.
I will say the first couple of days, I'm talking to her and it's like eerie, because the version of my wife that was before the accident and after the accident was two completely different people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like she had like zero short-term memory. But overall, like, we're okay. And, you know, we're learning, we're learning and allowing the pain and suffering of the situation teach us some stuff along the
Yeah.
way too.
Yeah.
And it's been cool because even though I haven't interacted with clients really much at all, I've been able to kind of sit with some of my thoughts about where my business is going to go in the new year. Some like tools that I want to implement with clients that I haven't had the time to build. So I'm in this mode right now, and I just started it today. I use that internal family system framework for helping people heal from trauma and stuff. And like we talk through emotions and they can get to their emotions and feel them and stuff. I've talked to you about it, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm building a like a workbook for people to be able to use
Well, sweet. Okay.
sort of individually. So I'm not necessarily like counseling them per se, but they're able to work through it individually and then they can kind of put that in to the check-in process to a degree and say, hey, I'm working through this in my workbook. And that way we're at least tracking that. And then I've
Right.
created a couple of other like, so I have certain people that are real type A and they look at metrics a lot. And so they want to feel like they're winning. So a habit tracker would be really helpful that like, I'm going to check the boxes and then I get 100 over here. It's kind of like my son, like Landon, he will literally like, he will overachieve for A plus.
Right. Yeah.
And so it's the same type. I'm just trying to serve that quadrant of my client group.
Are you gonna build a habit tracker for them?
Yeah, I've built one. So I'm doing it so like individually because like each individual person
Yeah.
isn't
That's what I do.
really do. They're not doing really the same things or
Yeah.
whatever. So, uh, so the feedback I sent one, I think this morning, and the feedback was, "Oh my gosh, I could hug you right now." So that was a positive. But that's what's going on over the last three and a half weeks, and you know, just thankful that my family's okay and that God's working all of this for our good. And I can see ways that He's showing up that, honestly, a couple days ago, I was kind of in a doubting phase,
Yeah.
which we can all get into. And
Yeah.
ultimately, He's, He's more than shown up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Give it time. I mean, once you get all this stuff behind you, you'll be fine.
right.
Just get by all that.
What about
Um,
you?
Nothing much, man. Work's been busy, so I've just been doing that.
Knocking it out.
That's literally it. I had a few client. I think we've had 4 or 5 sign up in the last few weeks. So
Congratulations.
yeah, yeah. So we'll see, dude. And then we're just trying to finalize that supplement stuff. Hopefully, um, we're trying to get the initial freight shipment over to me, and then
Can
we're
you announce that or no?
not yet, not
Okay.
yet. Soon, soon.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
I
because
will
we
say I tried the supplement that you told me about. It's definitely significant.
got the Beta-Caryophyllene one.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's hard to can you put it into words how you feel on it?
So if I use me, like,
I'll do this.
yeah,
Tell the audience what beta carefulline is and what it does in a very simple way. And then say what your experience has been on it. And then also what have you seen with Valerie?
yeah, all right. So like, what it is? It's the gut to brain access. So I haven't used Beta-Caryophyllene on its own. Obviously, his has Beta-Caryophyllene and vanillin in there. Beta-Caryophyllene is just a terpene. It works on the same cannabinoid receptors that marijuana and THC would work on. So
Right.
like, if you,
CB2
yep,
receptors.
yes. So like, for example, if it were to ship to Canada, they have to open up the package and go through it because the dogs are trained to sniff that out. I didn't
Oh.
know that. I didn't know that until a client got it and their pills were everywhere. And I talked to Dave about
Ah!
it. David told me, he's like, nah, he's like, the dogs are trained to sniff that out. So with beta carotene, it's like one of those things, man, where if you really dove into it,
It's
I've
like
yet to
multifaceted.
I've yet to find anything it couldn't not help with that I'm kind of putting it in the same aspect. Like if a client comes to me, most people are going to be put on like a multi. Most are going to be put on like a cod liver oil. Most are going to be put on some type of form of magnesium. And then the other two might be some might use a NAC, some might use a zinc carnosine. That might be a base standpoint I start with most individuals I work with. I would put beta-caryophyllene in that magnesium cod liver oil multivitamin area before.
Now,
Yeah, I would 100%. 100%.
wow.
Because you're getting some of the benefits like uh inflammation. There's a lot of stuff from the hormone side. Like we've seen it, it can raise it's all saliva based, and this is the problem. It's like beta carotene, there's not really much human studies. It's all like
Right. It's all mice.
it's all rat studies, so you don't really know. So I'm kind of treating it the same way I would a peptide, but it's raising salivary testosterone. I've seen some females, it improves their PMS symptoms. There's things where it helps with apoptosis of endometrial tissue.
Okay,
Um,
break that down for people.
Yeah. We'll break it down. Think of
Break it down for people.
what's a simple way. I don't want to say it breaks down. In theory, it
Endometrium.
should break down the tissue that endometriosis would cause.
Right, right.
In theory. I haven't tried it with
I
anyone.
just put a client on it, so we'll
Yeah.
see.
I haven't tried it. I know Dave
Do you
has.
think you think it's dose dependent?
I don't think it's dosed pretty. His is dosed really high. It's pretty high.
Okay. So when you do two a day,
Two, yeah. If it didn't have the vanillin in there, you could dose it even higher. But the vanillin, I probably wouldn't go above. I
what's the
think
vanillin do?
I noticed it more from the anxiety stress side, the vanillin side is what
It
that.
reduces it.
Yeah. So with
So
vanillin,
when you're, well, let me interrupt you. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
you're good.
So this is what I felt, and I've only been on it for a day.
Yeah.
I'm very alert,
Yes. Yeah.
like very alert, like almost like I'm on some sort of drug.
Yeah.
Um, and the only thing that I can relate it to is like an Adderall type kind of feeling.
hmm I've been using it to
And
get
then
people off their Adderall. Yeah. It works because like here's what I noticed. He's when he first was coming out with it, he sent me a few bottles to try. And I
right.
can't remember when it came out. It was sometime last year. And right away I just noticed I was way more calm. I was just very level-headed. But I did notice my GI start to improve as well because it can work on like negative gram bacteria, can work on colitis. I noticed a lot of improvements there, just how I
Dude,
felt.
between that and the raw milk over here, bro, I
Yeah.
got the best bowels in town,
Yeah.
bro.
Like I just feel good. So like with me, I'm a naturally more anxious person. I'm not gonna say I'm not anxious, but I feel more even keel and I can feel the days that I maybe delayed taking it. I'm a
So
little
here's a
more
question.
reactive.
I have a client who struggles with um, anxiety, and that anxiety has been so high that it caused him to have severe acid reflux. And before he found me, which we've fixed it, by the way,
Yep.
before he found me, he would use benzos throughout the day to calm himself down
Yeah.
so that he doesn't have an episode. In this case, with beta-caryophyllene, could you potentially edge him off of that using it?
Yes, because some of the research does show it's where it's been treated for like depression, anxiety, and some of the other neuroprotective. I wouldn't be opposed to it. And that's
Okay.
why I was just searching Dr. Google.
It's like neurodegenerative
Yeah,
diseases, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
because it can work on
A
GABA.
neurodivergence.
Yeah. So me personally, I wouldn't have an issue doing it. The way I've been using it with people is one, I've been building it into more plans because I can get it here now. So I have zero issues doing it. But let's say if I have someone that's like, hey, I'm thinking I have ADHD or ADD or I need Adderall or modafinil, whatever. I've been throwing it in and seeing good results from it personally. I've also been using it with people that maybe their own antidepressants or wanting to come off of it as well. Um, from a female standpoint, I think it's something you could give every single female, and that's what I've been doing.
And
I
it
give
would just be dry. It would be dry, and it's inexpensive.
It's not expensive. It's like yeah, it's
That's
like
what I'm saying.
yeah,
$60.
no, and you could do that ongoing. Like you don't even have to run two caps all the time. You
Right.
one cap, and you would still get effective.
Right.
There's a lot of cool stuff.
Man, I think I think here's the deal. I think what we need to do, if we can get Dave on, I would love to hear him talk about it.
Right. And that's what and that's why I give credit to him. Like they've even used it for hair loss. They were
No freaking way.
Mhm. Yeah, I have there's a there's a serum being sent to me to try for the before and afters I was shown was pretty
For
insane.
dudes or for girls?
Uh I've only seen it with the guys. Um
So you all of a sudden you have long locks.
nah, I just my hair, if you don't see it, it
I
recedes.
know it's just. I mean, mine recedes too. If like it's right there, it recedes right
Yeah, but
there.
you shave yours and you're 40, 41 or you 40.
I'm 43. Yeah.
I'm turning 31. That's too young.
Dude, here's the deal. Use the serum, and if it grows back, it's going to blow my mind.
Right. Well, he sent me
You
some
know, it's
before and
going to be like
afters.
one of those infomercials when we were kids.
Right. So the before and afters, he showed me somewhere it brought the guy's receding hairline back. Like brought his hairline back.
You are kidding me.
No. He sent me some cool fucking photos with it. So it's a mix of beta-caryophyllene, GHK. I
Is he
can't
going to put
remember.
that in the? Is he going to put that in the product line?
We're trying it to see. I don't know.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. But there's a lot of cool like stuff with like beta-caryophyllene. I think there's like some stuff. I think with dandruff was another one that me and him were talking about.
No way, bro.
Yeah, like yeah, I'm telling you, if you
Mm.
literally, yeah, right here, they're using topical beta-caryophyllene for dermatologic disorders. Dandruff was included in there, acne, rosacea. There's a lot of cool stuff. It really is something I think everyone could use, and I wouldn't be concerned giving it to them. Um,
There's like
but
no negative side effects, right?
I haven't found anything yet,
Right.
personally,
That's
and
what I'm
that's
saying.
I haven't seen it. My where I would probably be concerned is I don't like for anyone to go over two caps of it. So that would be 400 milligrams of beta-caryophyllene and 200 milligrams of vanillin. Sometimes I
Right.
might go to three. My concern is dosing the vanillin too high.
Why?
There's,
What's the
there's just
concern?
not enough stuff on it. That's what I'm concerned about. Is just with the vanillin.
I
And
mean, look, can we just talk like,
yeah,
like bodybuilders here? What if I'm the guinea pig? What if I just up that thing and
I
see
don't
what
know.
happens?
I don't know.
What if I do this? What if I do this? I'll do two in the morning, two in the evening, and see how I feel.
See how you feel.
And then if I'm good there, then I'm going to do three in the morning, three in the evening.
Oh God, don't do that. Dude, you're
Why
gonna end
not?
up like um
Boston Lloyd.
no, yeah, like boss, with Beta-Caryophyllene. You're gonna be like Anthony. Did you watch our live me, Anthony and Austin did the other day?
No, well, I was on it for like 2 minutes, and I had to jump back off it because I was doing
I was
something
like
else.
super
But
late because I didn't realize there's no
I love
communication.
that guy, by the way.
Yeah, he's
Anthony's
already great.
great.
I'm trying to book. I was texting him today. Um, like him, that's what he was doing with peptides. Is he was like guinea pigging himself, and it ended up making him pretty.
Messing him up.
It messed up his kidneys and everything.
Did it
He's
really?
reversed it all, but yeah, he
Yeah,
was.
by using peptides.
Yeah, by using peptides. Yeah, yeah, because we talked about it on there. We talked about how he was using it. Um, but no, man, I
That's
think the
crazy.
beta caryophyllene stuff, it's really interesting stuff, and I'll give credit to Dave O'Brien because he's the only one that's made it. You can't source it. Like it's really hard to source at the moment. There's one place, Nootropics Depot has one, but it's like a
It's mixed with
three,
something else.
it's like a 3%.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's only 3% beta caryophyllene. Um,
I just found on abstracttech.com, which is like just nothing but terpenes, I guess.
yeah, is it in a blue
And
bottle?
it's in a white bottle.
Okay.
Um, and it's called Yeah, it's terpene isolate, so it's just liquid.
Yeah. My thing is this is I don't know because like when this was something I was first being taught and learning about. That's exactly what I asked because a lot of times me and him will talk and he'll tell me stuff. I'm like, dude, can you even find that right now? He's like, no. He's like, I'm working on it. I'm like, cool. Well, glad I can know. Let me know when you're the
Let
next.
me know when I can access it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of, like he talks about
Gosh,
the integropectin, which is supposed to be better than PHGG and modified citrus pectin, but you can't get that anywhere. So like we're trying to figure it out. Um, but all I could ever find was the liquid. And then when he came out with this product, then he sent me some bottles to try. And I'm telling you, dude,
he's
it's
literally the only person that has it.
there is nowhere else. No.
Right.
Yeah. No.
So I'm going to be the guinea pig.
You can try it. Let me know. I would start with
Starting tomorrow, I'm upping
yeah.
my dose.
I always just do one cap. I just do one cap twice a day and keep it ongoing. But I've given it to like a number of clients that
Have they been like, whoa,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I'm
yeah?
putting I've been switching between that and saffron because they both work a little bit differently.
What if you do both at the same time?
I've been doing that personally. They're
Mm,
totally different. Like I think Dave and Jake did a whole podcast on it.
I got to go back there and listen to that
Yeah, it's
because it's so help. So that's it helps me, right? With like my cases, we're just talking about the internal family system. Like if I can get somebody like to not be so bogged down from their BS, it's like, man, we can make progress in all these other areas of our life. So to me, it's like it is speaking to my purpose, bro.
yeah, that's why I started. I think this is it. I'll send you the link. Um, that's why once they were clear to start shipping back to the US, I started building it into plans. I started tinkering with me and Valerie first. Um,
So what do you see in Val?
it's too soon for me to tell. She's already pretty level head. She's not like
No,
me,
she's got to deal with
where
you.
yeah, she like what I'll look up for is
She's
like
like, if I'm not level headed,
right.
this is going to be a problem.
So we'll look at when we do our labs and get a few cycles, I'll see what happens. But with me,
Okay.
I notice like an instant for at least what I deal with, and
Where
then
is she? Like, how long has she been on it?
week, 2 weeks, not long.
Oh, okay.
I've
Okay.
been on it for a few weeks now because they weren't shipping here. So once they
Right.
were clear to start shipping back to the US again, I just loaded up on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I bought like 4 bottles of it.
I mean, I've been giving it to the people in the group mentorship, telling them to try it. Like with the way I was explaining it to Austin, and I think he was seeing merit in it as well, was like using it as almost like a background that you could run with like competitors from the when they're pushing food and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff for heart health. Like I just built it into a guy's plan that's an AFib, hoping it's a help the heart side. There's a lot of research
You're
on it.
kidding me.
Yeah. Like literally, if you look into it,
Dude.
there's something there's so much that it does. Like there's stuff with colitis. Um,
I knew that. So
yeah,
I recommended it for a girl that's got IBD. So I had this consult and I have no idea. I mean, I know how they found me, but I don't know how they know
is
Steven.
this
So
the
you
one
know
of
Steven Hetherington?
yeah, yeah.
It's the one I told you about. Um, so Steven Hetherington, he DMs me. He's like, "Bro, I don't have time for this. I
Is he
got
even
this and
coaching
this and
still?
yeah." But he's like very selective.
Okay,
He's
okay,
very selective, and he's very much into like MMA. And he's got dudes in MMA, and like I think he's even got some professional athletes.
okay.
Like he's doing his thing. So, and I love Steven.
Yeah.
So if he's listening, what up? Uh, then the guy sent me a message, and he's this French guy, and it's his girlfriend, and he sends me this whole workup, like all of her labs, all the things, all the stuff, and they were already doing some things that were intelligent, like BPC 150. F7, you know, Boswellia serrata, and like curcumin, and like there's all kinds of things that they were doing. You would have thought they wrote a protocol or listened to a protocol that Jake put together or
Right.
something. And so they
They
were
probably
doing
worked
that.
with Jake and you don't know it.
Maybe,
If
yeah.
you sent me the protocol, I know who's worked with Jake or worked with
Or
someone
Dave.
by him
Yeah.
because they have specific ways of
Well, so he just kind of broke it down as to what they were doing. And then they saw some benefits. And then all of a sudden, she kind of got back into like flare ups and stuff. And I kind of troubleshooted this myself. I didn't have to get you involved. I just started kind of trying to think about it. But I said, okay, let's do some colostrum. Let's do some NAC, and then there was like the gut brain access.
Yep.
I immediately put that in there. And then there's like I don't know, a handful of other things like that they weren't doing. And I don't want to go through the protocol because it might like out people. I don't want to do that. So anyway, she has a reaction to NAC, like
Yep.
just like that.
Negative reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then she had a flare with colostrum, just
Yeah.
like that. And I'm like, okay, her immune system's real whack. So if she can find immunoglobulin in France, that might not cause it because the
You probably do
proteins
lactoferrin.
they do lactoferrin.
Yeah. You could probably just bump
And
that up.
so then I had that thought too, but I gave him the option to chase that down. And then the NAC, I was just like, we'll just put it off to the side. But I put Pignodule in
Yep.
instead. And also from a food perspective, like her diet wasn't bad. It's just very minimal food.
Hmm.
So I moved her to like paleo autoimmune sort of diet. And we'll see. They're going to go chase that down and like
Does she
work on it.
react to sulfur foods?
I don't know that yet because
Okay.
they weren't really tracking
Because Nax
that.
is sulfur based. So like if you
Yeah.
notice she starts getting like sulfur farts and like react to sulfur, you could throw.
Well, it's like blood in the stool. Like she'll
Yeah.
immediately have like a major, you know, diarrhea and blood in the
Yeah.
stool.
I would see because like she might you could probably put some Pepto-Bismol in there. That would work on it. There's a lot of
Okay.
stuff with colitis with bismuth if you look into it.
Yeah, that's true. You're right about that. I kind of missed that. Um, so I gave her a bunch to work on, but the thing that I did, and this is like, they were like, "What's your coaching like?"
Right.
I'm like, well, let me see if I can even describe it. But I said, "Why don't I just do what I do on the call?"
Right.
So I started doing what I do, and in like 30 minutes, we've got some emotions flowing, right? And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
that's the root right there. So if we could kind of work on that, and um, I think I don't know what'll happen. They haven't contacted me since I given them
Did
everything,
she
but
uh did she respond poorly to the beta-caryophyllene? Or
they
she
don't know
just
yet. I literally just they had to order that.
Hmm.
It is shipping to France, but like they had to order it. He had some NAC and some cholesterol in the hand.
Okay.
So he immediately was like, "Hey, this is happening." I was like, "Okay, well, that's good to know."
I
Because
would just start with like one, like literally one thing. I wouldn't even go straight to the top end dose of anything. Just start with like one, ride it out, and just see
yeah,
what it is. Because IBD is a pain. I have a few.
well, with the consult, I was like, "Here's the breadth of what you can do,"
Yeah.
because it was just a consult. Now go
Okay.
and go do the thing. But if I was going to coach her, it would be a different method to
Okay.
my
Okay.
madness, right? Like I would be so much more limited with
So
what I
it was
gave
a
her.
straight consult. You just had to map out.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So, and like he had to give me the like he gave me the diet secondary to all the other information.
Yeah.
So I had to go back and like give her a guideline for doing like a autoimmune paleo type diet, so she can
Okay.
go through these guidelines on her own and do it. but ultimately, if I coach her, it's going to be a whole nother experience, right?
Yep.
It's just for an hour long conversation, and whatever whatever it took, it probably took me 2 or 3 hours to get the whole thing
Yep.
compiled. And I told him, I was like, just get back to me in like 4 weeks. Let me know what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Oh,
I'll
dude.
keep you posted on it. But it was really cool because they're from France, and
Yep.
so there's a little bit of a language barrier there. But it was cool to be able to connect with different people. She's
Yeah.
an actress, so
Okay.
it's like you get to meet all these different types of people, and they do
Yeah.
different types of things, and it makes you better at what you do.
The
So
international people are like interesting because I have a few.
mm.
Um, I have a guy in Dubai I'm starting with, and they're super interesting.
Do
That's
you feel like they're more receptive, or they're um,
depends.
it's like
I
a swing, pendulum swing, right?
yeah, I
Like
think
one group of people aren't, and then another group of people are really
yeah, I
receptive.
think I find that my international clients I've had, they never have a budget issue with anything.
Oh, okay.
They never do. Um, I've yet to run into anyone that has a budget. It's usually Americans. I have that issue with trying to
Well,
use.
they spend everything they
Um,
make.
they usually don't have a budget issue, and they're usually either very receptive and will do anything you say, or they're very extreme. And they're like, okay, I have this. I definitely have this. We got to do this, this, this. I'm like, I'm telling you, we don't need to do that. We need to pull back and
Yeah,
do this.
yeah,
Um, because I have one in Canada, one in Scotland, the Dubai guy, Australia, Croatia, Poland.
that's fun.
Yeah, and then another one in UK, and like they're all like I would say very extreme, and they're like hyper fixation internationally. It feels different than it is in the US. Like they're usually, I don't have to worry about them following the plan. International clients, they usually will follow it,
Yeah.
but they almost follow it too good that it stresses them out. Whereas
Do
here
you
in the,
ever see where there's a um, where somebody follows the plan so well, and you get the results, but because you got the results and they feel like they're healthy, that they jump ship early, and then next thing you know, you hear from them 6 months later, and it's all falling apart
yep,
because they're just really good at following instructions, and
yep,
but they haven't really built the habits or the self
yep,
care on the inside.
yep.
Yeah,
And that's why I've been approaching it differently, where sometimes I don't even pull labs the first 3 months. I say we're going to
right,
work solely with your symptoms and habits
right.
and there. But what I'll usually do is, let's say I've gotten them better. I'll typically tell them the same thing I tell people when they start counseling. Like, it's like obviously I've been working with my the same counselor for a while, but like when I first started back with her back in I think it was like April of 23, for 2 months I did 3 sessions a week every week because I was in a very reactive state. I really needed to unpack a lot of stuff and work on some stuff. And
Yep.
then we went to two, and then we went to one, and I will stay on one a week because part of it is with business stuff. The other part of it is life or past trauma or whatever.
Mhm.
So it's the same thing I tell people with counseling is when you're out of that frantic state and you're better and feel better, I still want you to keep doing counseling. Maybe you don't need it as intensively. Maybe it's every other week. Maybe it's monthly. Maybe there's times where you push up harder, you pull back. With coaching, it's the same way. So when we're getting you better, cool. I'm glad. Like the goal is to get you better where you don't need me. But what I'll usually do is like, hey, let's pull you back to like a maintenance level of coaching
Yeah.
where you still check in with me, maybe with a Zoom call every month, or maybe a bi-weekly check-in, or maybe it's just a phone call every month, something like that. And it's kind of like almost, I'm not a doctor, but it's almost like your on-call person. And
Yeah. Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
little bit of accountability, but there's enough flexibility where they're not getting burnt out. And then what
Right.
I will do is I'll drop their tier of coaching to that. And then they might have jacked up something like, hey, we're going to bump this tier of coaching up, we're going to clean up things, and we're going to pull back down. And then during that prospect, remember, these are the things that you keep doing. This is where I really wants to focus while we're getting better. Or maybe they have different goals. Maybe like it's getting the warmer months and they want to get a lot leaner. Cool. I might put them back into more intensive coaching get the
Right.
results and pull back. And I have multiple clients that we've went that route. And the way I have kind of explained it to them to keep them on board is just so they have a small level of accountability to keep showing up.
Yeah.
Just like if we use like mentoring, like I obviously still mentor with Dave and Jake, but like me and Dave talk about random health ailments. It's usually I don't know what we're talking about till the day of, and usually we'll bounce off things. With someone like Jake, I might only talk to him once a month. I'll still pay him monthly because he's there for if I want to bounce ideas, or maybe there's something new, or maybe he's learned something new, and we've been bouncing a lot of ideas on some newer stuff here recently, so we've been talking more. Um, or we had a period where I just said, "Hey, dude, have you been noticing this trend? Like, are you seeing this more with clients like that are coming to you from different protocols?" And we'll unpack
Yeah.
that. But it's the same thing. They're kind of on call for as needed or when needed. So it's the same thing here. Get them better. And the goal is that they don't need us, but it's still not a bad idea to have them there for a little bit
It's
of
like
time.
it's like having prepaid attorneys or something.
It's like a retainer. You're just doing
Yeah.
a retainer fee. That is literally all you're doing. Um, but yeah, like the international people that they're usually like pretty extreme. They'll usually follow the plan really well, but that's oftentimes what they don't need is not to follow the plan to the T. That's usually what I find a lot of the international people are like type A, like to the T.
Well, I mean, I don't you think that type A is probably every single person that's the most extremely sick?
It depends. Type A, I find at least from a coaching aspect, they're type A from the sense of they will do every single thing I tell them, and I don't have to have that conversation not to follow their plan.
Right.
Whereas US, you'll get type A people, but you still have to remind them, hey, like you have XYZ symptom this week. Remember what we spoke about. You're experiencing this because you're not doing this, or you're doing
Right.
this.
Right.
They don't tend to follow the plan as well
Right.
as
Because
international
they're
for what, and
yeah,
I don't know
right.
why. I don't know why, but I've noticed that to the T, my international people I've worked with are pretty adherent with things, and I don't have to have that
Because I
conversation.
think they value money more than they do Americans.
I think they value money, and I think they value their health a little bit more. Americans, I find by the time they value their health, they're so far long gone
Yeah.
that it's like a all crap moment.
Because
Whereas,
the type A in them has made them go to the extreme with their job, and overseas people aren't working like we work.
yeah, whereas like in Europe or other countries, they're pretty, I feel like they're pretty up to date with the health things. Whereas I
Right.
still feel like the US is behind if you look at like food quality, dyes, and things like that. I still feel like we're
Sure.
pretty behind compared to Europe, or maybe not behind, but we're just not taking it as serious as maybe they are, to where they'll ban a lot of stuff that we won't ban.
True.
Like I didn't even know this, like this pre-workout we were working on. I didn't even know that in Australia melatonin isn't something you can just easily get in Australia.
Oh,
It's very hard to get there. It's not like you can't, if we were, because we were using it for some of the benefits you would get with like performance. If you look into,
yeah.
there's some studies with melatonin with that low dose, but you can't sell that in Australia because it's not allowed there. Just like pregnenolone is really hard to get into Canada or get into Australia for the
Huh.
same reason. So that's the other thing with the international clients. You learn a lot of stuff that like, oh, I didn't know it's that hard to
Oh, well, I
get
mean,
there.
it's interesting. Like, I know they can purchase off of iHerb.
I
I
heard
didn't.
Dave's company, the Supplement Hub is another one that I'll use in Europe. That's pretty good.
Okay.
Dolphinfitness.uk, I think is the other one I'll use.
Okay.
Um,
Because, like, even, I mean, I even looked up Amazon in France just to
yeah,
see.
I heard. And even then, they have it where they're only allowed certain amounts they can get there, like $200 worth. So they have to do multiple
Oh,
orders.
that
It's
is so crazy,
yeah,
bro.
it's different. But then they're able to access a lot of easy stuff that we can't access, like the pomegranate.
Yeah, like you go to I forget who I was. Is it Big Slank on Instagram? I got a random
Yeah.
reel that I saw where he walks out his front door. He goes to the pharmacy and he gets
Seth
human growth
Shaw. Is that
hormone.
who it was? Seth.
Yeah, he gets human growth hormone that's like genotropin. It's
Yeah.
like, and he got it for like, I don't know, nothing.
Yeah. It's just different. I don't know.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine like waking up, going to CVS and buying your human growth hormone pen and walking out and that you've spent $50 on it?
Do a pin a day.
I would too. Hundred
Yeah.
percent,
Pre-training,
hundred
I'd
percent,
split it between each
a
peg or
hundred,
each bicep.
100%. Yeah, it'd be gone. I mean, let's go. Let's just go. Oh, bro, I'm glad you still have that in you. I thought it had died with all the healing you've been doing. I'm glad it's still there.
No, we always
Uh,
so we have a family member that they had to take growth hormone
yeah,
because they were going to be a lot shorter. And
yeah.
I always joke with Valerie that maybe our kid will have that and I'll just take all their growth. You can sell it. I mean, heck, you can make a lot of money. Yeah.
Well, there was a guy I know that. So this guy in the gym here, and he was, I forget what he was doing like professionally, but he had like a big deal job. Like he was making crazy money like in a real job. And then out of the blue, like I didn't even know he was selling growth, but he had like a brother who had AIDS
Yeah. So they
in
got all the
like
Serastems.
in
Yeah.
like in like California,
Yeah.
and then like the community of the AIDS patients,
They
he
just
could
sell it
get
all.
all, yeah, he could get all this Serostim stuff. And so he was selling Serostim for like, I don't know, like $900 a kid or something like that.
I used to get them for
And
like 350 or 400
yeah,
because the AIDS patients, I had people that they had.
that were in that
Yep.
community.
Same that
Yeah.
community.
So
They just throw it all out
he
there.
ends up getting like Serostim sent to the post office and somebody had like figured it out.
Oh, really?
And
Oh.
he goes to sign for his package at the post office, which is dumb anyway. I'm not signing for nothing. So like I don't care what it is. I'm not signing for nothing. And they jumped out of the bushes and got him. And nobody saw him. Nobody saw him ever again, dude. He just disappeared.
I'll tell you when we get, I won't talk about it. I'll tell you a story when I was, how old was I? So 23 or 20, 23 or 24.
I
I'll
mean,
tell
is
you.
it really that bad that you can't tell other people?
I'd prefer not to.
Okay. I mean,
Maybe it's
it's your
bad taste.
past. It's not who
Yeah.
you are
Yeah.
now.
It was a similar thing. I just didn't. Um, so I'll just say it. It was back when I was competing. When was it? It was like 2019, I guess. No, it was like November or December of 2018. I had like when I was competing, I had this UK source that
Yeah.
they supplied me for free.
Oh wow.
I always just got blessed. That was like one of those connections, like when I was talking to Boston at that time, he'd connect with people. But I had things I had to do. Like I had to post a log in the forum. I had all this
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
I had
yeah,
to
yeah,
do. I had to be
yeah,
active in the Wicker group. Like I had to do that
yeah.
stuff. And
Wicker.
yeah, in the Facebook groups, I had to be active. And he sent a crap ton of stuff. I didn't pay for it. It was just like, hey, I'm sending you all this. And it got stopped at the customs in Chicago. And I got this letter, and it was like, usually you get like a little slip, like almost like a sticky note. You just throw it away.
Right,
Don't
right,
worry, because I'd got it
right,
before.
right.
No, this was like an official like letter, official,
I got
official.
one of those too.
I
Yeah.
was like, so I like put it away. I didn't think about it. And it was like a few months later, I used to always go to the UPS store for my stuff. And I knew all the UPS guys. And so I walk in there and little tiny box I'm like leaving with. And he's like, hey, like, I'm gonna walk you to your car and help get the door. I'm like, dude, this is like a little thing of like, it was a
Right.
Pedra. I had got a bunch of a Pedra because I was testing it. And he's, oh no, let me help you. hands are full and make sure I'm like, okay. He's like, hey, the we have cameras, but now we have audio in there. So I wanted to come out here and talk to you about your car. He's like, the inspectors and the DEA has been coming by here every time you get a package, and they have to go through your
Mhm.
stuff. He's like, so every time you get a package, we got to go through it. I was like, okay. I was like, how long has this been going on? He's like, since December. And it's because of that big package.
And they're building a case on you.
Yeah, so they're going through it. At that point, I freaked out. I did a phone call with Rick Collins. You know what I'm talking about, the steroid lawyer.
Yeah.
And he just said, hey, like, cool, like, if anything comes up, just give him my number and we'll get it taken care of. I'm like, cool. And went back in and get another package and same thing. I was like, okay. And he's like telling me, I'm like, what do they think? They thought I was some big fentanyl and heroin kingpin.
Yeah, right. That's why
And
this other guy got busted too.
and I said, okay. I'm like, are they still doing it? He's like, well, no, like he's like, they just told me this is the last time they're doing it because they've went through it and they're like, this guy literally just using steroids. He's like, there's nothing
Right.
in here. And they didn't care anymore. So
Right.
but by that point, I was getting out of all of everything. Anyways,
Right. Right.
um, but I remember hearing that and I was scared shitless. I remember telling my
Bro,
coach then, who he connected me with Rick, and I was freaking out. But then right before the world shut down, I had another client that he had ordered from a source that he was using. And he called me and he's literally in jail. I'm the person he called.
that's
I'm
a,
like,
you know what, dude? That's the cool thing about bodybuilders. Like, who am I going to call? My coach. I'm going to call
right.
my
He called
coach.
me and he's like, hey man, like I don't want to talk loud. And he's like, whisper. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, hey, I got arrested. I'm like, okay, I what do you want? He's like, I ordered from this source and all it was is just some tests. And he's like, and I opened the door and all of a sudden I'm down on the ground in handcuffs and they tested
Holy
it. And in
moly.
the bottle, they swear that there's fentanyl in the bottle. I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you because I don't know anything about that source. I don't tell my clients where to get stuff. And I was like, well, I hope you have a good lawyer. And then we didn't talk for a while. He disappeared. And then we randomly touched base like a few months later. I never know what happened. That was like a big ordeal.
Dude,
That
so
I
the
just tell
only
everybody don't sign for a package. Do
right, don't sign for a
do
package.
anything like
Yeah.
trust your
So let me tell you this. So early on in my bodybuilding career, and my coach at the time, he's like, "Hey, I don't even know how to get this stuff. Like, you're gonna have to figure it out." So you get on forums every once in a while and you try to figure out what you're gonna do. And I found this source that was gonna sell me testosterone. That's all I was looking for. Because at the time I was early into it. That's all I was doing. And the local sources here were not good.
right.
And so I find this guy and he lives in Curacao,
Yep.
which is in the like Caribbean. And he tells me that he's going to package the package like it's coconut oil. And he would sell testosterone in like 100 milliliter vials that were like this big.
Yep.
And I'm like, so a little bit of a background story. The first time I ever bought test, it was a local person. And when I bought it, I realized it was fake. But when I bought it, I bought a lot of it because I was like, I mean, this is the only person I knew can get it. I don't want to run out kind of thing. And I think I bought it for like $1,500 for 10 bottles. I mean, I got jacked. And so when I go and get this other source, I'm like, well, let me go and get 6 bottles of the 100 milliliter because I need to have it on hand for God knows when. And I'm waiting and waiting
Yep.
and waiting, nothing. And I contact the guy. I'm like, hey, you there? Anything going on? And he's like, everything's fine on my end. Then all of a sudden, I get a letter in the mail that says, you can come pick this up if you want, but we have found that your coconut oil is testosterone. And you know what they told me the value of that was on the street? Because that's what they tell you. There's this value that's attached to it. Just guesstimate. So it's 600 milliliter vials. So 100 milliliters is what, 10 milliliter vials.
Yeah.
So you got 60 vials. So 60 vials of testosterone. What would you say the street value is on that?
60. That you said 60
60.
miles.
It's yes, 60 vials times 60, maybe.
40 to 60.
Right.
Yeah. So you're looking at what is it? 3,000 so dollars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. They said it was $60,000,
Because they're probably going by prescription value.
and I'm like, this is nuts.
Yeah.
There ain't no way I'm going to pick that up. And then what you don't know is when you get that letter, your address is on a list.
It's on the flag list.
It's like, okay,
Yeah.
now I got to go get a post office box.
Yeah. That's why I always when I don't do it anymore because like all I take is my TRT from the urologist. So like
Right, right.
when I was competing, I just used the UPS store because
Hmm.
I didn't want stuff coming to my place and
Right,
it causing issues. I just didn't want.
right.
Um, I have no clue how it is now because I mean, we're going on
Oh,
almost 6 years since
it's
I've,
wilder now.
yeah, it's going on almost 6 years since I've ordered anything.
Yeah.
Um, but I just remember I was telling Valerie about it. Maybe it was a couple weeks ago because sometimes I'll think of like random stories that are funny.
Oh, I bet you have some crazy stuff.
And I was telling her stories of like when I would go to like Western Union and
Oh
like,
yeah.
and I'd go in there, like I would always go to the Kroger that was not local to home. I'd have my
Hmm.
hood up and oh yeah, I'm, I'm sending it to Saudi Arabia to whoever random
Hmm.
person I don't know, and you just pray it shows up. I remember being
Yeah, right.
freaking out like it's gonna get here.
Right. And like you spent a lot of money on it. And by the way, back then, $1,500. And let's just talk about like the time frame in which we're doing this. Like I'm talking like 2013 for me.
Yeah, yeah. For me, it
So like
was
20,
2015. Yeah,
so like 2013 for me. And I mean, I was making
yeah,
nothing. Like, so like $1,500 worth of gear coming from overseas, and it's a hope and a prayer. Like, if it doesn't land, it's a bad day.
yeah. Like me, I would just spend all my Christmas money. I would save all my money and like
Yep.
this is gonna be my cycle.
Yep.
And I would do that, and I would sit and pray that it would make it there. I would haul butt after school to get home to check the mailbox
Uh-huh.
to make sure my mom, because I was living with my mom at the time, make sure she didn't find it. My dad knew because I told him about it.
Sure. Yeah.
But
Maybe we
now,
need to just do a podcast where we just talk about your crazy stories because I think they're great.
yeah, you got to have Austin on here. He's probably got some.
Maybe that's what we do because we did a live the other day.
Yeah, you were talking about doing a past one. Yeah, because
And so at the end, he was like, let's do something fun. So let's just don't do a live. Let's just have Austin on and we'll talk about all these crazy stories between each
yeah,
other.
I'll text him. I'll text him today and see what his schedule looks like. Because there's,
I think that would be so much fun
yeah,
because it's not really who we are now.
no,
But
there's like a lot of random stuff like I would do. Like, I remember when I first started using synthol, I'd be, because when I was with Blue and he was having me use so much of it, I'd be working out, you see the oil coming down. I'm just sitting there doing that, or like when we were dealing with my car accident, I remember my dad, he was meeting me at the lawyer's office. He came up from Virginia to meet me there, and I got out of the car and I needed to pin my growth hormone, and because I was very specific of the time of everything, I was very anal about everything, and I took the insulin pen top off. And at that point, I'd get the carpal tunnel syndrome because I have arthritis, so it would trigger my arthritis even worse.
uh-huh.
And so I had my fat hands and dropped the bare needle on the concrete. My dad's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I got to take my growth hormone." And He's like, okay. I was like, I just dropped the needle on the concrete. He's like, well, don't take that. I'm like, you'll be fine. I go, and I just go here and jab it. But the amount of times I would do that in like a bathroom, like I would be shooting metaform in a bathroom at the gym, because I'd go to the gym and I'd pack all my sight enhancement stuff before training, and I'd lay out a paper towel on the back of the toilet, and then I'd prop my phone up so I could look at myself to pin certain places. And I would just
Oh.
pull each one, and like the amount of times I would drop a bare needle on the bathroom floor, I was like, I'm poor. I literally have spent my entire life on this stuff. I'm just gonna do it. So now that would be a cool one because I'm sure Austin's got some interesting stuff that people
Oh,
don't
100%.
know. Like
Yo, 100%. You
probably
know
not
he
the
does.
extreme, like probably not the extreme cycles like you or I would have probably done, but
Right.
he's done some like stuff. Like we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I've done some stuff by accident too, where it's just like you wake up and you realize what you
Oh,
did, and you're just like, oh my gosh,
mine
this
were
is
always
not
like
good.
intentional. Just see
Right.
what happens.
Well, so what's interesting is I think there's like a few different aspects to all three of us talking about it. Austin's kind of like educated in his own right through the whole process of everything. You went and like hitched your wagon to some crazy dudes, right? Like
Right.
the dudes that are just going to be extreme anyway. And then you learned through that process. And then me, I was just stupid. Like I just like I was stupid, legitimately stupid, and I just made mistakes because I didn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
And and then every once in a while I would like double check with Patrick and be like, "Hey, I'm doing," and he'd be like, "What? Why? What are you doing?" And it's like, oh, I guess I shouldn't have done that.
Right.
And so the combination of the three different perspectives would be pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'll
So
ask him.
yeah, definitely text Austin and ask him if we can do that episode. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, I'll text him and see what maybe next week. I'll see what he's got going next week. Um, but no, man, this is just a
And then I
random.
guess schedule up some of the other guys we're talking about.
Yeah, Dave, Jake. I can't think
And
of the
Anthony.
other guy.
Anthony.
Anthony, I gotta, because we're gonna meet for lunch. I've got a handful of people have already said yes. They're just waiting on me to
Good.
get with them. I think a lot of them will probably be at the new year. Uh,
Yeah.
I know Dave and Jake wanted to wait until they finish up some things they're doing. And then we can just do filler
Yeah.
episodes in between. This one we were
Like
just,
this episode's been pretty good. It's
yeah,
probably about time to wrap it up,
yeah.
but like
This one we were just shooting the shit.
I
So
think it's good.
yeah. Well, sweet guys. Well, appreciate everybody listening. We'll get this posted. And then if y'all ever need anything, reach out. We'll see you next time.